What is the weapons vehicle seized in northern Mogadishu? Government forces in the Karayan district seized a truck loaded with newly supplied weapons after growing suspicious at a checkpoint. However, the vehicle was later released without going through any official procedures. Reports from the Banadir Regional Police Command indicate that the incident happened hours earlier at the Karan checkpoint on the road out of the region. A cargo truck accompanied by 10 armed men was stopped. At first, security forces thought it was transporting commercial goods to other parts of the country. But during inspection, they discovered a large cache of new weapons. When questioned about the owner and destination, the men escorting the vehicle tried to convince the officers that the weapons belonged to the government and were being delivered to Elder District. The checkpoint officers refused to accept this explanation and demanded official documents from the Ministry of Defense, authorizing the shipment. After lengthy arguments, the armed men contacted MP Yassine Faray, who quickly arrived at the scene. He convinced the officers that the weapons were government-issued and intended for arming local clan militias, wisely, from his community. He also notified Banadir's police command. The issue was then escalated to Commander Moalin Mahdi, who eventually ordered the truck's release, claiming the directive came from higher authorities, namely the President and the commander of the 77th Division. As a result, the vehicle left Mogadishu later that evening carrying the new weapons, reportedly taken from the government's central stockpiles. In summary, weapons originally intended for the war against al-Shabaab ended up being distributed along clan lines through political influence. Disturbingly, there seems to be no concern that such weapons could end up in the hands of the Khawarij. The MP maintained that the weapons were destined for local wisely fighters and that they had been donated by the government to his clan. But critical questions remain. How can a truck full of weapons, guarded by 10 armed men, travel safely all the way to Tield here, given the risk of al-Shabaab infiltration on those routes? If the shipment truly was for fighting the enemy, what safeguards exist to prevent it from being intercepted in Middle Shabelle? If seized by the enemy, would there be any forces ready to respond? This incident highlights how fragile Somalia's statehood has become. Instead of building a unified national army, weapons are being handed out to clan militias, without transparency, without accountability, and with a high risk of diversion to al-Shabaab.